Hello and welcome to the Mindset Model Podcast, the house of good vibes and unicorn energy. I am your number one hype girl, cheering you through the game of life. On this podcast, I'm here to help you unleash your best self, to bring your dreams to life using the art of manifestation and spirituality. Let's create magic. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mindset Model Podcast. And today we're going to be delving further into our self-image season. And the topic I'm bringing to you is self-love and self-care, and why this is so important to understand and embody. If you can work on your self-love, this will help you in all aspects of life: your health, career success, personal goals, love life, family life, and overall wellness. Now, doesn't that sound just fabulous? So first of all, love is an emotion and it has a frequency. You may have heard the saying, everything is energy. Now, to understand this, we are going to blast back in time to my days of A-level chemistry and biology. Here we go. I mean, that was like 20 years ago, but we are going with it. So grab your virtual lab coat. Let's go. So if you put anything under a microscope, let's just say today we're going to put your arm underneath a very powerful microscope, you will see that we are just vibrating atoms. And when you break the atoms down to its subatomic particles, I know we're getting in deep here. So the subatomic particles, we've got the nucleus, electrons, protons, neutrons, and all of that jazz. You will also find within these atoms there is a lot of dead space. Now, this dead space is actually energy. And this energy makes up 99.99999% of this atom. So I'm saying to you, this is crazy, that 99.99999, I don't know how many nines they are, but that amount, that percentage of the atoms in our body and everything else, that is energy. Have a think about that. That is madness. And here is a fun fact for you to just really kind of put this into perspective that's going to blow your mind. When I found out about this, I was like, wow. Okay, so say, for example, what is there, like 7-8 billion people on the planet? Who knows? There's a lot of us. If we removed all of that dead space in all of the atoms of the humans, and then what is left, so, all those, protons, neutrons, electrons, the entire human race would fit into a sugar cube. How crazy is that? So just remember, we are more energy than anything else. Really, really powerful when you actually can relate to that. So all of the energy that we have in our atoms actually has a frequency. So we are like giant radios, basically, and we can turn into the frequency that we want. Now, love. This is one of the highest, most magical frequencies on that frequency scale. Oh yes, it is a very, very powerful energy. And the higher the frequency we are on, the more fulfilling, amazing, and powerful, loving life that we have. It is actually quite simple. But why are we all hating ourselves? What is this all about? Why are we tuning into my ass is too big and no one loves me? Why are we all thinking that we're not good enough and we're not worthy enough? According to who? Where does this come from? Let's question and change these beliefs with the power of self-love. So it's important to get to know yourself and find out about, what we actually believe and how we feel. Many of us have a clear lack of love and respect for ourselves, and not realizing how much this is actually holding us back in life. So let's tune into the frequency of love. Now, self-love, we're going to delve into this now. Now, this is not just like, woo, look at me. I mean, that's amazing. You do you. But it is actually deeper than this. And I'm going to delve into this in today's podcast. So some people perceive self-love as, if you love yourself, or if you put yourself first, it is actually deemed to be a bad thing, that you're self-centered or selfish or egotistical or vain. And as a society, we are taught to put everyone else first before yourself. You come last, put others first. We are taught to hustle, give your entire soul to everything, to work so hard until you burn out and die. And if you're not dead at the end of work, then you didn't even work. What is that about? My friends, this is a crock of shit and we need to change this belief system. So what actually is self-love? Now, self-love, there are a few elements to this, and this is really essentially about looking after yourself and loving who you are. It's compassion and self-acceptance. It's an awareness of your worth and protecting yourself. Very important. And then self-care, this is the action steps. This is what we are going to put in place to take care of our physical, emotional, and mental health. Oh, yes. We also have unconditional love. Now, this is the absolute goal. This is when you love yourself no matter what. If you're having a productive day, not a productive day. If you make a mistake, you don't make a mistake. Whatever's going on, you don't beat yourself up about anything, and you are your own hero no matter what. That is sexy shit. That is a good frequency to be on. So some of the top things that I see, which are really related to this topic of self-love, self-acceptance in some way, that most of us can probably relate to. So one of the things is people not loving or accepting themselves because they compare themselves to others. This is me. I did this all the time, and I still have to work on this. So I have to stop myself going into this quite often. I used to really compare the way that I look and all my achievements and my life things and everything like that. I used to really compare that to others, and it made me feel really unworthy. But that's just madness. You cannot, one of my favorite analogies is you cannot compare the beauty of a rose to, say, an iris or a sunflower. All the flowers are beautiful. We're all flowers, okay? All flowers are beautiful in their own way. They're all unique and captivating. Imagine if we lived in a world when flowers, there was just one type. How boring would that be? It's the same with humans. If we were all the same type, no thank you. That's just a no. Your uniqueness is, and your life path, you have to love this because it what make you you. You stand out and you own that power. Another thing I see, people putting everyone else first before themselves and literally burning to the ground. I see this all the time. You cannot give if you have nothing left to give. You are just giving fumes. Nobody wants fumes. It's the whole, when you go on an aeroplane and there's that whole mask scenario, when the oxygen mask comes down, there's a reason why they say, make sure you fit your oxygen mask first before you help others. You cannot help someone else if you're half dead. Fact. So, and another thing, people seeking validation from others, relationships, partners, friends, family members, and, feeling like that they have to get love from other people, and it's just like an endless cycle. But when you actually learn to love yourself and respect yourself, you then actually activate to a higher frequency. And this attracts people which have the same level of love and respect for you. That is how it works. If you do not love yourself, if you do not look after yourself, this will really, really affect your life. Bad shit's going to happen, basically. So I want to share a little snippet about the nervous system, which I found absolutely fascinating. And it can help you see how self-love and looking after yourself is so important. So the nervous system, as I said, is a great example of, how looking after yourself can affect things. So we essentially have two poles. And again, I'm not an expert of this. This is just something that I learned along my mindset manifestation journey. So we've got two poles. We've got your sympathetic nervous system. Now, our nervous system is old as shit. Like, it has been around since the Stone Age. It's really primeval. Is that the right word? Primeval? Old as shit, we're just going to say. So it's designed, so the sympathetic nervous system is designed to keep us safe, to keep us away from danger. This is your fight or flight part of the nervous system. And then we have the parasympathetic, which is your rest and digest. This is where really important functions such as digestion, cell renewal, immunity and healing are in the parasympathetic nervous system. So when you are not looking after yourself, when you're not loving yourself, when you're not taking care of yourself, when you are in a state of panic, fear, hustle, busy as fuck vibes, your sympathetic nervous system is activated. It is on. It's your fight and flight. Your subconscious mind is like, that's it, we're going to die. Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to eat us. It literally has no idea what the hell is going on. When this is activated, your immunity will go down. You will pick up illnesses. You won't be able to digest food properly. You basically just feel like an absolute piece of badger shit. Does this sound familiar? Okay, so the goal is to activate the frequency of self-love and to have a relaxed nervous system. This is where you want to be. And the action steps, this is where we go back to the self-care. This is where self-care comes in. So self-care is different for everybody. Essentially, you are doing things that make you feel good, content, whole, peaceful, replenished, nurtured, all of those lovely high frequency feelings. This helps to relax your nervous system so your mind and body can function properly. So these don't have to be massive, great big gestures. Everybody's individual. Everybody's got different things that they love to do to get them in these lovely states. So this can be like taking 5 minutes to go outside, get some fresh air. If you're in a stressful situation, take yourself out of that stressful situation. Go grab yourself a coffee or a matcha or whatever you drink. Be creative, do some crafting, pamper yourself, go to the gym, do some stretching. It's all about doing something that makes you feel good. And as I said, this is individual to everybody. So what we're going to do this week, your homework is to actually identify where you are lacking in self-love. What action steps you can take to implement self-care? What do you love doing? What is going to help you to help relax your nervous system and give you that lovely high frequency of self-love? And, really reflect on this and make sure you are filling your own cup. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, please share, comment and review, and let's spread the power of love to everyone.